contest is a three-way match, and it is scheduled for one fall.
Triple threat match set to get underway. I am joined by the boss, Mr. Spencer Love himself. Spencer, how the hell are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. This is officially my LPW commentary debut.
Well, this is serious business now. And speaking of serious business, one half of the LPW Tag Team Champions, Sheik Shabaz, our first competitor in this triple threat match.
He ain't necessarily a guy that everybody likes, but he's certainly a guy that everybody's got to respect. I mean, you got a couple issues with the attitude every so often, but you got to believe this is one of the biggest, baddest wrestlers in Albertan professional wrestling.
I mean, his track record speaks for itself. PWA champion, current LPW Tag Team champion. Conspicuous by his absence is Bayrat Garani, but nonetheless.
Well, and you wonder if that's going to give a little bit of a confidence advantage to his other two opponents tonight, because having the back of Sheik Shabaz does Bayrat Garani, and maybe lost a little on that end.
Sheiky always dressed in gold. And we spoke of Seven and their war slated for tomorrow night against the Clandestine Society. Here comes a man who made his choice. He drew his line in the sand last month. Marz the Specialist is all in with Seven.
You can argue morals and you can argue results is sort of the way that I've looked at this. And yeah, Marz was going down the right path, and I think that the guy was talented and is talented enough to be one of the best in the business, whether you're talking about Love Pro Wrestling or otherwise. But money talks, and the guy's undefeated since he sort of made his choice as far as it goes. So.
Representing Seven, he is Marz the Specialist.
And let's be honest, in this professional wrestling game, it's never a bad thing to have somebody watching your back.
Yeah, it's not the wrestling friendship, it's the wrestling business. If you got the opportunity to pick up some W's, whether they be by maybe some dubious means or not, all anybody's ever going to see is the one in the win column, you know?
No, I'm going to give you some on-the-job training here.
I'm always in.
We don't talk over the ring announce.
Well, I've learned that. The ring announcer we've usually got here on Friday nights tends to talk a lot, too, so he doesn't give you a lot of opportunity.
I say nothing. And this young man, very, very early and young into his career, but is making quite a splash here in LPW.
From right here in Edmonton, Alberta, put your hands together for Jared Rogers!
See, I'm already learning, Boris, and speaking of learning, this guy is one of the best trainees coming out of the Clandestine Wrestling Society, a day one member of the CWS, and someone we're really proud has made an impact in a short time in LPW.
Jared Rogers not exactly lighting up the win-loss column, but he has actually, or as absolutely, I should say, been in every single match he's been in. He's been very impressive. He's shown a lot of heart, shown a lot of offensive prowess, and you know those wins are going to come.
I was going to say, we talk a lot about the win-loss record and why it was sort of the impetus for Marz's decision, but maybe a win-loss record isn't necessarily the most important thing when the result is, when you look at a guy like Son of Irish, eventually a championship. So I can't speak to the future, my friend, but maybe a good omen for Jared Rogers.
It shows how important going out there every night and putting in the work and doing the best you can, and those down payments will come fruitful later. And it looks like perhaps a tenuous partnership formed by Marz the Specialist and Sheik Shabaz. And we've seen Jared Rogers use that speed to his advantage in all of his matchups. Stacking up Shabaz. Ooh, and Marz the Specialist in the corner using the back of Shabaz for that enziguri. Rolling through, shoulders down. First pin gets the win. There's the power of Sheik Shabaz, heaving Jared Rogers over the top and able to hang on to that top rope, not to hit the floor. Firing in a shoulder block into the midsection. Up and over goes Marz the Specialist. Jared Rogers caught him by the ankle, just shoving him out of the way into the arm drag. And Jared doing a great job of trying to keep both of these guys at bay.
I was going to say this partnership seems to be about as fruitful as it was at LPW 3 the last time that Marz the Specialist and Sheik Shabaz teamed together. Picked up an L on that evening as well, and judging by Jared's performance as well, man, hard to doubt that they may go 0 for 2.
Jared Rogers using those ropes to his advantage. Over the top and down to the floor goes Shabaz. Through the ropes, but caught. Great show of strength by Sheik Shabaz, saving the bacon temporarily of Marz. But up and over the top and down to the floor goes Jared Rogers, taking out everybody. And this might be the night. This might be that first big W.
This may be it. There's magic in the air, my friend. And I ain't one to make predictions here behind the commentary booth, but Jared's looking gooder.
Wisely going for the cover while Shabaz still dispatched to the floor. I often say these triple threat matches, you got to use kind of a divide and conquer type of offense if you got any hope of getting the win.
Especially in a matchup like this, where, yeah, you've got two guys who have an extreme amount of power behind them, but very different professional wrestlers are Marz the Specialist and Sheik Shabaz. So not only does Jared have to keep both eyes open, but keep his eyes open for two real different wrestlers.
And he got caught from the blind side by Shabaz now. Not pretty offense from Shabaz, but damn effective. He just uses power to go straight through you. Hard slam.
It ain't pretty, but it gets the job done, Boris.
Extra velocity on that elbow. Now quickly locking in that camel clutch. He sees Marz the Specialist out on that stage area. This might be his opportunity to steal a victory, and I think Marz knows it. Gonna put an end to that camel clutch right away.
Friendships never last forever, do they, Boris?
Not in this business. Shabaz again wisely keeping Marz at bay while he focuses his attention on Jared Rogers. Man.
Just ruthless. Absolutely ruthless on the part of Sheik Shabaz.
Bouncing the skull of Rogers off the mat like a basketball.
And like you alluded to, Boris, keeping Marz at bay, the divide and conquer theory seems to be working, and may not be the right decision at the end of the day, but going after the less experienced Jared Rogers might bode well for him.
Right hand across the temple of Rogers. Gonna take him on a tour across the ring, hard into the buckle. Still to come, Gigi Ray makes her return to Edmonton, taking on the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow. Rogers able to sidestep. Marz emerging from the shadows. Reverses Rogers into the buckle, charging in, but again, Rogers using that speed. He got caught.
Oh, dear.
Shabaz able to sandwich Marz in the corner while hitting that European uppercut. And unfortunately for the Specialist, he's back down on the floor where he does not want to be. Dumping Jared Rogers right on his head.
You didn't just hit a wall, you hit a freight train when you're coming with that. A lot of momentum was there for Jared Rogers, but in the kindest way to the wily veteran man, that looks to be gone.
That was gross and violent.
He said the thing.
I mean, I call it like I see it, man.
I like the thing.
Shabaz might be looking for that Splash Mountain powerbomb. Rogers able to slip out the back door. Marz back in the ring, able to hit a quick kick on Shabaz, scooping up Rogers into that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Irish whip. Massive spine buster from the Specialist. Is it going to be enough to get it done?
No, it was not, but gosh dang was it expected to be.
And now for maybe the first time in this match, Marz able to get some extended time on the offensive. And you got to think that as he's choking the life out of Jared Rogers, he's thinking about that match tomorrow night, that war with the clandestine society.
And you got to wonder for Jared as well, too. That's the second time he's had somebody just wrenching on his back, and going into a tilt with Sebastian Wolf tomorrow night, man. It ain't getting any easier as far as the power game goes.
You were reading my mind because I was just going to say he has a tall order, no pun intended, against Sebastian Wolf tomorrow night, and you have to think that might be in the back of his mind. But right now, looking good in this triple threat match. Scooping up the Specialist, able to go behind, waist control. Trying to elbow his way out of it. Marz rolling through. Shabaz grabs the waistlock.
Oh! Jared, way to go.
Marz the Specialist hurled halfway across the ring. Not enough to get it done, but this puts...
Talk about picking a spot.
Yeah, this puts Rogers back into an advantageous position for at least a moment anyway. DDT from Rogers. Do you believe in miracles?
Oh, man, Jared. We are supposed to be unbiased back here, but...
I mean, how can you not root for the kid? Muscled up by Marz the Specialist. What a show of power. Able to shift his weight headfirst into the buckle goes the Specialist. And I gotta tell you, this might be Jared's night. Just everything seems to be hitting. Pillar to post goes the Specialist. Shabaz back up and back down, courtesy of a Jared Rogers sling blade. Into the corner with all of his weight. Nice clothesline from Rogers, and he's looking like a veteran, not a rookie in this match.
Man, did he pick up a thing or two in that scramble match last month, or what? You talk about multi-mans, you're not going to get any more chaotic than those Friday night scramble matches.
Planting the Specialist, goes for the cover, not enough to get it done. And Spencer, this speaks volumes for the training you receive at the Clandestine Wrestling Society.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, man. Jared is the first among many, I'm certain, of the CWS graduates that are going to be making an appearance. And if this is your first taste, you better believe you're going back for seconds eventually, you know?
Marz might have been playing possum there a little bit. Caught Rogers up on that middle rope. Looking to bring Rogers back in the ring the hard way. Rogers laying in shots to the rib area, trying to avoid whatever Marz has planned. Shabaz caught him awkwardly down off that top rope, down onto the ring apron. Shabaz turning his attention to Marz. Gonna replace him back up on that top rope. Shabaz working Marz into that desired position. I'm not exactly sure what he's looking for. Perhaps maybe inverted superplex. But he's going to get a little help from Jared Rogers.
Oh, dear.
Shoulders are down.
Perhaps it's going to take to keep these guys down.
I mean, Ben may be a little bit out of place there. That might have been enough to get it done. Oh, I think he tried to go for that tornado DDT. Shabaz using that power to put the brakes on that. Hung him out to dry over that top rope.
Ain't nothing pretty about it, but he gets the job done.
Now, looking for that slingshot shoulder roll we've seen so many times, and Marz knew it. Able to grab him by the ankles and drag him down to the floor. Beautiful DDT from Marz the Specialist. Rogers with the shoulders up. There's no quitting this kid. I'm very impressed, man. I'm very impressed.
I wonder what it's going to take to keep anybody down at this point, man.
Rolling the dice on Marz. 2.
And Shabaz breaks the pin up. Look at the power on the Sheik.
Muscling him up, perhaps, into that crucifix power bomb. Shabaz with the cover. And Sheiky Baby gonna come out on top. But man, it wasn't easy.
You may not like the method sometimes, man, but Sheik Shabaz picks his spot, get in there at the perfect time, and picks up the 1-2-3 on Jared Rogers, who, man, I know I'm going to be repeating exactly what you're going to be saying, but what a match for Jared Rogers.
I mean, even with a loss, that's going to increase his confidence going into probably the stiffest test of his young career tomorrow night against Sebastian Wolf. And Sheiky Baby going in hot tomorrow night, defending those tag team titles. Para Lira in action.
And they always say it's hard to win a championship. It is harder to defend them. But after a performance like that tonight, man, you got to have full confidence in him and Bayrak Gorani.
You're speaking the truth.
I like to think I'm okay at talking, but sometimes I do it too much.